So today we're diving into one of the most personal and honestly powerful letters ever written. What makes it so special? Well, it wasn't written in some quiet study, it was written from inside a prison cell. We're going to unpack the first chapter of the letter to the Philippians.
And this whole chapter really hinges on this one fascinating paradox. Think about it. How can being locked up, totally silenced and neutralized, actually end up amplifying a message, making it spread further and faster than ever before? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together.
All right, so first things first, let's set the scene. To really get the power of this message, you have to understand the circumstances. This isn't just some abstract philosophical text. It's a real letter, written under some pretty extreme pressure.
So the author, a man named Paul, is literally in chains. He's writing to a community he really cares about in a city called Philippi. Now, you'd expect a letter like this to be full of despair, right? Or complaints, or maybe pleas for help. But that is not what we get. Not at all.
Instead of despair, this letter just explodes with warmth and positivity. I mean, he kicks things off by saying he prays with joy, he thanks God for them, and he's totally confident that this good work that started in their community is going to see its way through to the end. He might be in chains, but his mind and his heart are clearly right there with them.
And this is where we get the first big twist in the story. See, Paul's imprisonment, it isn't the disaster everyone probably thought it was. In fact, it's having the exact opposite effect.
This gets right to the core of that paradox. I mean, the whole point of throwing a leader in prison was to shut them up, right? Silence the message, scare their followers into hiding. But the actual result here was the complete opposite. The mission became crystal clear, and other believers got more bold, not less.
Paul says that his being in prison has made it obvious to everyone, even the elite palace guard. Think of them as like the emperor's security detail, why he's there. His chains have become a platform. He has the captive audience, and I mean that literally. His guards can't get away from him, and they are hearing his message day in and day out. And this boldness is spreading. He even knows that some people are now preaching his message out of envy and rivalry, maybe trying to steal his thunder. Others are doing it from a place of goodwill and love. But his reaction to both, it's basically, so what? He couldn't care less about their motives.
The only thing that matters to him is that the message is getting out there. His own comfort, his reputation, even why other people are preaching, it's all secondary. The mission is succeeding against all odds, and for that one reason, he says, I rejoice.
Okay, so this whole outlook builds to what is really the emotional and philosophical heart of the entire chapter. Paul kind of turns inward here, and he starts weighing his own personal feelings against what his community needs.
And he gets incredibly raw and honest about this dilemma he's facing. He's genuinely torn between two things, life and death. Which one is actually better? And his answer has become one of the most famous things he ever wrote.
This one sentence, it just captures his entire worldview. For him, living is all about his mission for Christ. And dying? Well, that's not a loss, that's gain. It's a completely radical way to look at what life and death even mean.
So what does he mean, to die is gain? He's pretty clear about it. His personal preference, what he considers better by far, is to leave this life and be with Christ. That's the ultimate goal for him. But then you've got the other side of that coin. If to live as Christ means continuing his work, then he knows that staying here is more necessary for the people he's writing this letter to. He decides that his purpose isn't to get his own gain, but to serve them, to help them grow and find joy in their faith.
All right, so once he's settled that internal debate, choosing to serve others, he shifts gears. He moves on to giving them some really direct instructions on how they should be living their lives.
This right here is the main command of the chapter. It's the bottom line. Whether he gets to see them again or not, whether times are good or bad, their number one focus should be to live in a way that truly reflects the message they believe in. And he breaks it down into 3 super clear, actionable points. First, be unified. Stand firm in one spirit. Second, be active. Strive together for the faith, like you're on the same team. And third, be fearless. Don't be intimidated by the people who oppose you. Then he does something really wild. He completely reframes the whole idea of suffering. He says it's been granted to them, almost like a gift or a privilege. It's not a sign that they're failing. It's a sign they're on the right track. And it's the exact same struggle he's going through, which, in a way, brings them all closer together. And so that brings us full circle. We're right back to that central theme that's been woven through this entire chapter. A theme that seems totally at odds with the guy's situation, right?
Remember how we kicked off the letter with this statement of just absolute confidence, this belief that a good thing has started and that it won't be abandoned no matter what's happening on the outside, like being in prison or facing opposition. His joy isn't based on his circumstances, it's based on that conviction.
And that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. This letter argues that progress and purpose and even joy, they aren't just possible in spite of hardship, but can actually be pushed forward because of it. So it makes you ask yourself, right, what is the good work that continues on, not just for them, but for us, even when we're in the middle of our own struggles?